Okay, so this is the introductory episode of Steam TV, and this is where it all starts. And without further ado, let's move on. A little bit of history behind this. This is the culmination of around 40 plus years of working in technology and education. Initially in technology and then in education, and then being able to use the technology part in education, and then actually teaching technology within education. Over the past probably 4 or 5 years, I've run more than 100 events in different schools around the country. And previously, I've managed and coordinated a number of £1 million plus capital EdTech projects, changing backbones from cable to fiber, putting in servers, Exchange servers, web servers, SharePoint, a whole bunch of stuff. Our launch partners at the moment are Databot, Dobot, EasyRobot, there's a theme coming along here, Microsoft, and PyTop. Looking first at Databot. Databot is a little cube, and it's about 1.5 inch cube. Has 16 different sensors including things like temperature, light, acceleration, other bits and pieces. You can use it for all manner of physics experiments. It can stream data to itself. It has a built-in Arduino. You can stream data to itself and then output that data to a PC or to a Chromebook, or you can actually stream live from the device via Bluetooth onto a tablet and what have you. It's ideal for creating real-world data and fantastic for working with Excel and stuff like that. You'll see accessories on the screen, thermometer, there's obviously a USB connector for charging it, a rechargeable battery in there. It's got Lego attachment, so you can attach it to Lego devices. And it's even got a Velcro attachment, so you can do crazy things like attach it to your Great Dane and make your Great Dane run round and see how fast your dog is. Dobot is new to us for this term, hopefully coming on board later this term. They do a range of robots that kind of mirror the industrial type robots. They're an arm and claw pickup thing. They can have vision attached, so you can make them like you can see on the screen. You can do a conveyor belt, pick the blues out or pick the yellows out, shift and move things. The other robot in the bottom left is a new bot from them, which is packed with sensors and designed for primary schools. It's kind of a cool thing. Can follow lines, follow lights, do all sorts of stuff. They also do a couple of cool 3D printers. The one with the Blue Dragon on is a single color filament, but it has an interchangeable head, so you can change the head from being a 3D printer to being a laser etching unit. So you can etch metal, plastic, steel, wood, that kind of thing. The printer on the right is ultra cool. It'll actually take 3 different colored spools of filament and it can mix them in the head, so you can pretty much get any color you want to be able to print. Well, hopefully they're going to be on board with us before the Christmas period. EasyRobot is one of our favorite longest using robots. On there in the bottom left you'll see their entry level, which is the Adventure Bot. All the robots from EasyRobot feature camera capabilities. They're all based on the EasyB circuit board, which you'll see up in the top right. 24 channels of digital I/O, 8 channels of analog I/O, 3 I2C high-speed serial channels for controlling LED modules and stuff like that. And the bigger white thing above the 3 I2C sockets is a video connector for the video camera. Up in the top left you'll see JD, and you'll see JD in a lot of the video stuff that we do. JD is a bipedal humanoid, which means he can walk with 2 legs. Doesn't roll along like some of the other robots. He has vision capabilities, he has AI capabilities, and with the claw grippers that he's got, he can actually pick stuff up. So you can tell him to pick up a blue pen or a blue block or whatever, and he'll pick it up and do whatever you want with it. Obviously, we include Microsoft here. I'm a Microsoft Innovative Educator expert. We use Microsoft, or try and use Microsoft a lot within what we do. The Microsoft education community is a wonderful place for teachers to mix and mingle, swap lesson plans, learn lessons, learn new technologies. There is hundreds of hours of free CPD up there to teach you about robotics, about Lego, Minecraft. All kinds of pedagogy is represented up there. It's not just Microsoft stuff. There is tons and tons of stuff, and it's all free, which is a good thing for education. Finally, we have PyTop, and PyTop started off with a Raspberry Pi based laptop, which ran its PiOS, which is a version of Linux dedicated for the Raspberry Pi, and it came with a whole bunch of education tools built in. Recently, however, with the launch of the Raspberry Pi 4, they've actually launched the PyTop 4, which is what I would call a computing device rather than particularly a laptop or a desktop. It has rechargeable power, it has I/O built in. You can use it for anything from setting up a computer, you can add a keyboard and a screen to it, to building a robot or a weather station, or even something as cool as an Internet of Things model home, smart home type thing, or even build an autonomous vehicle. It's a really cool device. In terms of numbers, I've probably worked with more than 400 schools internationally. I've worked with educators in more than a dozen countries, obviously countries all around the world. I've worked with students from kindergarten through to postgraduate, actually currently working with University Centre Shrewsbury to design an MSc in data science for students who've come from other backgrounds, whether that be like environmental science or could be anything really, where they need to use computers. Internationally, I've worked with countries such as the US. Well, I've worked in the US. I've done work in Canada and the Netherlands and Denmark. I've worked with schools in Turkey and Russia, Australia, Germany, India, South Africa, and I've worked with companies in Taiwan, Australia, United States, Canada. So we have quite a grounding in terms of international reach. In terms of notable awards, from 2003 and 2004, I was a US government federal education grant reader, responsible for reviewing grant applications for federal grants for education equipment. From 2015 to present, I've been a Microsoft Innovative Educator Master Trainer, which means I've worked with in excess of 400 teachers each year. And from 2017 to present, I've been a Microsoft Innovative Education Expert, which means I'm one of about 7,500 people worldwide who are viewed as thought leaders for educational technology and try and push things forward, make things more exciting and interesting for students. I've also been a fellow of the Royal Society of Art since 2018 and work extensively with them on STEAM and education. I've done, or we've done a lot of EdTech curriculum. We've developed curriculum for the United States with the NGSS, the Next Generation Science Syllabus, United States Common Core. We've worked with the British Columbian curriculum in Canada. We're working with China currently. Obviously, we're working with England, Wales, and Scotland. And we're also starting to do some work with India, which I haven't put on there yet because we have to kind of working to ratify that at the moment. As EdTech specialists, we specialize in obviously STEAM, hence the name. So science, technology, engineering, art, and maths, putting that blend of art through everything, making sure that things are creative, not necessarily learners rote type thing. Coding in everything from Scratch, Blockly, Python, C#, JavaScript, Lua, and a whole bunch of stuff. Robotics we work with quite a lot, as you'll probably see. You probably noticed that anyway through the Dobot and Easy Robot stuff. We work with artificial intelligence, not necessarily the programming of it at this stage, but making it open and easy to understand for students and teachers. So using the facilities that are available from the Microsoft Cognitive Services, we introduce artificial intelligence so that students and teachers can see the capabilities and kind of get fired up about what they can and can't do. The Internet of Things, obviously things like smart homes, smart factories, autonomous vehicles, all that type of thing. And where possible, we try and embed all this in project-based learning. We have projects that run from basically a week long to things which run like our weather station project, which takes 6 months to complete and goes all the way through from looking out the window and looking at what the weather's doing to being able to have a weather station on site that connects out onto the internet and out onto the Weather Underground, and then comes back through ifttt.com, which is if that then this.com, and can do a whole array of things which match quite nicely to the national curriculum here in the UK. We're developers of three-dimensional curriculum, and this is a term that I coined probably about 6 months ago now. The first dimension is alignment to national curriculum, because national curriculums are there to be taught by every school. Every school has to teach them, but it's not. We see it as not teaching things in isolation. The second dimension of our curriculum pieces is an alignment to the real world with real world outcomes. So, for instance, with our weather station project, we'll look at things where we're actually looking at the data stream from the weather station and poll that in the morning, early in the morning, and ask what the temperature is likely to be that day, or whether it's going to rain. And if it is going to rain or if it is going to be cold, then have the software email the student and say, maybe you should consider wearing a coat today or something like that. The third level of third dimension of our curriculum is what we call a teacher CPD raft. And the whole idea of this is that a teacher may not have learnt about certain things in college. They might not be aware of autonomous vehicles or what makes an autonomous vehicle. If they're going to teach that, which they should be doing in a classroom, they need to know what they're talking about. So the whole idea is our CPD pieces have things like recommended reading, perhaps a PowerPoint or a video or something like that, that actually goes in and explains what we mean by an autonomous vehicle, so that when they go into teach in a classroom, they're not kind of blindsided by questions that students come up with. And it helps them feel more confident, and it provides a better learning environment. So that was Steam TV, and it's been brought to you by, obviously, us, the Steam Centre UK, Databot, Dobot, EasyRobot, Microsoft, and PyTop. And that's it for today.